Hello, I am Masha from Crossfuze, and in this video we will take a look at Crossfuze File Importer utility and how to use it. Out of box, ServiceNow has the option to import a file from a remote location. This option is good if you are importing this file from an FTP or an FTPS server. So if you have data behind your corporate firewall and you don't want to set up an FTP server to publish it out on the internet, Crossfuze Scheduled File Importer will give you the ability to keep your data on your network and make it available to your ServiceNow instance for import via a mid server. Let's see how it works. In the left nav, under System Import Sets Application, locate File Import section and click on Crossfuze File Import module. Here you will see two records that were generated as an example, but let's go ahead and create a new record. Let's give it a name. Under Data Source tab, we need to provide a mid server where our data is located, as well as the file path, our location on that mid server of the data that we're importing. This can be a local path or a remote path with a map drive. On the right hand side, we have an option to specify the pre-script and post-script that will run for our import. Pre-script allows you to specify a script that will run on the mid server before the data is imported. Think of this as if the script is being ran in the terminal window of the mid server itself. Typically, the script will trigger the data generation process, and assuming that this script has created the file specified in the file location field, we should be ready to run our import. And for the example's sakes, this script could look something like this. PostScript allows you to specify a script that will run on the mid server after the data has been imported to ServiceNow. Again, it is like the script is being ran in the terminal window of the mid server itself, and you might use it to delete the file on the mid server that was imported to ServiceNow, or maybe to move that file to a processed folder. And that example could look something like this. Whether you choose to run pre-script or post-script, please keep in mind the OS that is running on the mid server and tailor these scripts or commands accordingly. For this example, we will not be using either one of this, so I will go ahead and clear out the options, and let's move on to the Data Target tab, where we will specify the import set table where we want our results to go to, and we'll have an option to specify the user that we want the process to run as. And for my example, I will go ahead and clear it out. Under Schedule tab, we have an option to specify the schedule we want our import to run on. And these are standard options, and I'm going to go ahead and select On Demand for my example and save our record. Now we have a complete file import record. We are ready to run our import. We'll go ahead and click Execute Now, at which point the mid server will grab the data specified in our file location path and import that data into ServiceNow. If we refresh our queues related list, here we will see two records. There will be an output record that is in process state and input record that is in ready state. Let's navigate to the input record. Here we'll see some debug information, as well as the steps that were taken during the process and the response status code. In this case it is 200, which means success. If there were any errors generated during the import process, they would be reflected here. Since our import was successful, let's go ahead and check out the results. In our import set table, we see the records that were imported from our file on mid server, and now they're ready for the next step of being transformed into our target table.